Some Rivers youth leaders who led a protest a few days ago in solidarity with Governor Wike-Fubara of Rivers State have been offering some form of clarification over that exercise. The protesters say their action was to rally support for the governor and not to insult the president over his intervention in the ongoing political crisis in Rivers State. The leader of the group and chairman of the state chapter of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Mr. Chijioke, appeals with the president, or to the president, to continue with his peace efforts in the state.
On Friday, 22nd of December 2023, by the Rivers Youth was to show solidarity to the governor and not to intend to insult Mr. President. Because we are aware that some individuals want to blackmail the youth of Rivers State, that want to insult Mr. President. And that we massively voted for His Excellency Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And therefore we call on Mr. President that he should give his support to our grand patron, His Excellency Sir Similar Joseph Fubara, to govern our state. Mr. President, we render unreserved apology to you if we might have also, by our speech as young people doing our solidarity work to our governor, to make unguided speech. Finally, we support our governor in all decisions he will take that is geared towards bringing everlasting peace for the good interests of Rivers people.
Well, that rally happened a few days ago, so they are providing clarification as to the intention of that rally, and they've reached out to the president via this medium to render their apology in case there were things that were said that they regret. Anyway, today on the program, there are two major issues we're going to be dealing with on the program, and which is why, for the first issue, we are bringing in an elder statesman and a leader of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, as well as he's written a book recently titled Brutally Frank. And this elder statesman, he can and will be brutally frank over the issue that is going on in Rivers State. That is why he's going to be speaking to us on the program today, Chief Edwin Clark. Now, after that, we'll switch gears to the issue of the Southeast Development Commission. The bill has actually passed third reading and is being celebrated by the lawmakers from the region. We're going to talk to the people that I know and some experts about what this means for the Southeast people, their security, their economy, as well as their development in general. But first, let me bring in my first guest on this particular issue in Rivers State, the elder statesman and leader of Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, who is joining us from Abuja, Chief Edwin Clark. Good evening, sir, for joining us. Thank you, and thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much. Firstly, I wish to
Chief, can you hear us? I think your audio is a bit patchy. Let's see. I want to be sure it's clearer now. So if you can just, can you hear me clearly, sir? All right, we're going to start. I wanted to play, but something happened in Port Harcourt. While we're trying to sort out the audio connection with Chief Edwin Clark, I want to sort out, let's tell you that something happened in Port Harcourt today. The FCT minister, Mr. Nyesom Wike, has blamed his successor, Governor Wike-Fubara of Rivers State, for escalating the conflict between them. Mr. Wike, who disclosed this in Port Harcourt during a Thanksgiving ceremony in honor of the immediate past Commissioner for Works, George Kelly Alabo, says if he was in the governor's position, he would obey the directive of the president irrespective of the circumstance. Let's take a listen to him.
Some of you do not even know that Mr. President had invited us privately and said, do this, do this, do this, do this. And you agreed before Mr. President. And you didn't do it. And President has now invited, okay, the larger state, come. we must tell our people the simple truth. I've done my own part, and I'm happy, and I'm doing well in Abuja too. So, all of us should love this state, but don't leave this propaganda, leave blackmail. There's nothing I'm looking for in this state now. I have my own budget as FCT minister. It's like a governor of the state. I have my own commissioners. By January, I'll present my budget before the National Assembly. I will preside over the expenditure. All I'm saying, if you're a politician, play according to the no matter what circumstances, President invites me to a meeting and tells me to do something. Within 24 hours, I will carry it out. Because not only as president, but I have subjected myself to the peace process.
Okay, that's Mr. Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, earlier today at the Thanksgiving service in Port Harcourt, saying that if he was in the position of the governor, he would have obeyed the president irrespective of the circumstance. So let me reestablish connection with my guest, Chief Edwin Clark. Sir, can you hear me, sir, now? Sir?
Thank you very much. I'm hearing you.
Absolutely.
I'm hearing you very well.
Okay, I don't know, were you able to listen to what, I want to start from what happened today in church. Were you able to listen to what the FCT minister said that I just played a moment ago?
You're talking about Minister Wike.
Yes, sir.
I've heard from him. Wike is a man without integrity. A man with double standard. He doesn't understand himself. He's dancing naked in the market. He doesn't know. He has one leg in APC. He has his second leg in PDP. Who is he deceiving? Who, in fact, in 2015, who put Wike there? Who sponsored him to become governor of Rivers State? He should ask himself whether he was sponsored by people or he just came in there. Who was he? He was a charge and bail lawyer in Port Harcourt, and he decided to increase his income by collecting rent from motor parks before Governor Odili was made him the chairman of Obiakpot Local Government Council. That was the first office. Who is Wike? Who knows him before? That is number one. Today, what is his relationship with those who made him? President Jonathan and his wife, the first lady, Mrs. Patient Jonathan, imposed Wike on the people of Rivers State against the wish of the people. But because Mrs. Jonathan is a reverend woman and a jolly lady, he was able to convince his people to vote for this ungrateful Wike. Today, what is the relationship between him and the first lady and his former master, Jonathan? Wike should know that decent people are living in a society. He's not the first governor of Rivers State. In the first place, Ada George left governorship of Rivers State. Then Dr. Peter Odili was the first governor, executive governor of Rivers State in 1999. When he left, he gave it to Amechi, but something happened when the President Obasanjo said that he had a K-leg. And that's what brought Omeya into power. But after some time, Amechi was restored into power by the Supreme Court of Nigeria. That the people voted for Amechi, and not a single person. So Amechi became governor of Rivers State. Then he appointed this ungrateful man to become his chief of staff. He became very, very disloyal. He was plotting against him. And it was during that time, Amechi, in order to get rid of him, recommended him to Mr. President Jonathan to be appointed minister. But the first minister had been appointed, Miss Emma Pepple. So he was appointed Minister of State Education. It was there when Mrs. Jonathan had problem with the governor of Rivers State, Amechi. Wike used that opportunity to bring a divide between Mr. President and the governor of Rivers State. And what happened? The same Wike organized, as minister, organized 5 members, led by one Michael Chinda, and 4 others, one of them nephew to the First Lady, Patience from Africa. 5 of them to storm the River State House of Assembly to impeach the Speaker, Right Honorable Amakri, and eventually to impeach the governor. But the security, because of his relationship with Jonathan, the securities were behind him. And the whole house, 26 of them, jumped through the window and left. But the courageous governor, Amechi, came back with them and drove them away. And the River State House of Assembly was closed for 1 year. Where was Mr. President Jonathan? He didn't do anything because he knows the Constitution. The Constitution provides that Section 5(2) says that the state government is autonomous within the federation and is not subsidiary to the government, to the federal government. So when the president has power over the country, the state governors have their own power. They are the chief security officers of their state. So now, under the law, no president can dictate or direct a governor of the state to breach the Constitution of Nigeria. So what Wike is saying, I'm happy he said that it was a directive from Mr. President. Himself and some members of the cabinet of the presidency there wrote these things down, and without convincing Mr. President thought he was going to have peace. Over 50 people were in that place. How many of them spoke? If you want to discuss and settle a matter, everybody must contribute to it. But it was Wike has now agreed that it was a directive from Mr. President. With the greatest respect to Mr. President, we have very high regard for him. I, in particular, I'm very old. I'm over 96. I must see that Mr. President is giving the fullest support by the people of this country to administer this country, which was very badly ruled by Buhari. So we have to give him that support. It should therefore be wary of people like Wike, who are disloyal, who are ambitious, who have no integrity, not to divert him from the cause he's facing. His duty is to rule Nigeria and not to do anything that will breach the Constitution of Nigeria, which he swore and took an oath to protect at all times.
If I may button, sir.
Section 109 is very clear. Yes? I'm listening to you.
Yeah, okay.
Section 109.
Okay, land on your thoughts, then I'll ask my next question.
Go on, go ahead.
Okay, you made a couple of statements as well as allegations, but I just wanted to appeal that he's still the FCT minister, so some personal statement that may be disparaging to his person, we may need to be careful around it. I know you've been a minister, so you understand exactly what I'm saying. Sir.
Listen, listen, my son, I'm a very responsible man. I've been a minister of Nigeria, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, before Wike.
Yes, sir. That's
I've
why
been
I'm
a
saying that
senator in this country.
statements that are disparaging to his person.
Yes. He does not deserve decent language. And let him take me to court.
We're on a family television. We're on live
Let me
TV,
take
so
him to court.
we may need to manage the language so that children who are watching will be comfortable watching. I wanted to go to the next question,
Don't
sir.
preach to me, my son.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
I wanted to, he had accused, in a statement, accused the governor of disobeying the president. I listened to him. He said there was a private meeting between both of them before an enlarged meeting was held. He described it as disobeying the president. Is that how you describe Governor Fubara's inaction so far, based on the resolution they agreed to? Because there were 8 resolutions.
No. I think Wike should thank God that his misdeeds as governor of Rivers State are now being covered by Fubara, who now enjoys immunity. When Fubara was not enjoying immunity and Wike was enjoying, EFCC wanted to get at Wike through Fubara, and Wike hid him made it impossible for EFCC to see him. Now that he had deliberately made Fubara the governor of Rivers State, who now enjoys immunity, so he no longer enjoys immunity. And so all that he's doing is being ungrateful, being unfair, very oppressive to the young man. Mr. President did not discuss anything with the young man, but Mr. President should realize that he's the president of the whole Nigeria. He saw what happened in Ondo recently, and when he realized that what he did first was not correct, he summoned them again. Mr. President is a Democrat. He's a Democrat. He's not dictatorial. If he has issues to discuss and he invited, if he wanted only the governor, that's a different matter. Over 50 persons from both sides attended. Tell me how many of them spoke in that house, in that meeting. So we expected Mr. President to hear from both sides. After hearing, then he is the father of this country. Nobody is disputing that with him. Then you should then discuss and say, okay, this is what I think you should go and do. Mark you, by the Constitution of Nigeria, Fubara is not under the President of Nigeria. By law, by Constitution, he's a governor of Rivers State, which is autonomous, as an autonomous body. It's not subsidiary. He has his own House of Assembly. He has his own judiciary. And whatever action he does must comply with the Constitution of Nigeria. He has not breached the Constitution of Nigeria. It has not come to the time. Mr. President should step in. If he does anything which is contrary to the Constitution of Nigeria, Mr. President, who swore to uphold the Constitution of Nigeria, will step in. Nobody doubt his seniority, doubt his position in Nigeria. We respect him. I've served under heads of state, so I know the position of a head of state. Mr. President is the president of Nigeria and commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Nigeria. Nobody disputes that. And I'm one of those giving him that support. But as a father, I'll be a dead man if I fail to mention to Mr. President, this action you are trying to take is not in the right direction. It's anti the Constitution. If I fail to do so, then I'm a dead man. Because this is one of the things worrying Nigeria, because people don't want to speak out their minds.
Chief,
yes, what do you want me to say?
Okay,
yes, I'm listening to you.
No, go ahead, land on your thought. I thought you were done, sir. Finish. I'll come to the next question, sir.
Oh well, you interrupted me. So I'm pleading with Mr. President not to be carried away by the ambitions of one man who is also thinking that 2027. What is in your mind is what you speak out. He said, I don't want to contest the presidency with Mr. President. Who is he? That is very insulting to Mr. President and to the people of Nigeria. There are 48 of them in that cabinet. What makes him to say that I do not want to contest? Who is Wike in that respect? So what I'm saying, I sincerely, on behalf of the people of the South, the Niger Delta, and the River State people, plead with Mr. President, please reconsider the action that has been taken. Nigerians are not happy. I read almost 8 papers in a day. The public opinion is against that agreement. 99% of Nigerians, one of the newspapers yesterday, half of it was against that agreement. Mr. President, you are not a dictator, you are a Democrat. You have practiced it when you are in Lagos. Let me remind you how you gain your popularity. When 2003 or thereabout, President Obasanjo tried to interfere with your government when you wanted to create extra local government areas. You said, no, this is my territory. This is my jurisdiction. You have no right. You took him out to Supreme Court and Nigerians hailed you. Has things changed? What has changed, Mr. President? I'm old enough to say that, Mr. President, listen to me. I would like to meet with you and talk to you. Lead a delegation of the South to you, or even Southern Nigeria and Middle Belt. I will promise that. Please, please, Mr. President, don't listen to Mr. Wike, who is very ambitious, who has not decided, who is not able to decide which party to belong to. He had one leg in the APC, he has another leg in the PDP. And he wanted to use this occasion to split PDP in order to do what he's doing now. But unfortunately, he couldn't do it.
Okay.
Now, PDP was wiser than himself.
All right.
So let me advise Wike very strongly. He should desist of pressing the governor, because the people of Rivers State gave him that mandate, and not Wike alone. He had only one vote.
Chief, sir.
I always wonder, how should a one man be able to?
Chief?
Yes, please.
Okay, if you can hear, so that we can take as many.
I'm listening to you.
So we can take as much questions as possible. But the governor, the very next day, after that meeting and that resolution was released to the press and to the public, he did say that he will pay any sacrifice for peace. What do you think he meant by that? That's one question. Two in one question. What do you think he meant by he's ready to pay any sacrifice for peace? And second, do you think that he appended his signature out of free will?
Okay, thank you very much. But let me answer that question coolly. One, governor was elected as governor of Rivers State to maintain peace and order. All that he was saying that was to appeal to the people of Rivers State who are supporting him, who are behind him. Please, don't worry about this agreement. I'll take care of it. But I'm ready to do anything that will bring peace into this place. Not that he agreed that he will do that. He will agree to that agreement. That signing his death warrant. Then it's either for him to either to sign that agreement or he should resign. Or if they want him to push him to APC, they cannot do it. The people of Rivers State will object, will resist. Number two, you said something again about the signature. I'm a lawyer of over 59 years. You're signing a paper. The regularity of your signature must be noted. Every governor signs with a red ink. This young man could not understand what was going on. And he couldn't walk out from that place because of the respect he had from Mr. President. So he took any other pen to sign. And that should signify that I'm not willingly signing it. Wike signed with red ink. Is he a governor? The Ribadu signed with the red ink. Is he a governor? But the governor and the former governor signed in black ink or blue ink. That shows that they doubted their own. They did not sign the signature out of their own volition. Is that clear?
Okay, sir, I wanted to find out from you. Have you been? I know you just made an open appeal to the president for an invitation so that the South elders or the Niger Delta elders could see him. But have you been able to reach out to Governor Wike-Fubara himself to find out what is going on, to hear his own side of the story, as well as maybe the FCT minister, so at least as elders in the region, to hear them out?
Listen, I'm in Abuja. I repeat, I'm over 96. The elders of Rivers State, including elders from the Riverine, elders from Ogoni, elders from Ikwere, and others, they've gone to court to challenge the legality of that agreement, 8 points agreement. And the court, the High Court in Abuja, it had been made public. The writ had been made public. The affidavits on it had been made public. So what we will appeal to Mr. President is that, please, let the court decide, interpret the Constitution of Nigeria. And the President has a lot of job to do because he inherited a very, very bad government. And we trust him, as he did in Lagos. With our support, he will succeed. And I wish you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Mr. President.
All right.
I've not visited the governor because I do not think I have to visit him. Because the issues are very clear. The demonstration last Friday shows to you. Let us not pretend. Shows to Mr. President that the people of Rivers State are not with Wike. You can hire a crowd, those are appointed, those he's giving job to now. Well, there is an existing elected chairman of PDP in Rivers State. But he now took his former chief of staff to become the chairman of a caretaker committee, a 7-man caretaker committee. Where have you seen that before? He's fighting in PDP, he's controlling APC. There's no reason for me to go and waste my time to go and contact my son, the governor of Rivers State. The issues are being taken care of. All we are pleading with Mr. President, listen to the other side. And don't be carried away by Wike's disloyal tendencies and ungrateful tendencies. It should be in the hand of EFCC now. Where did he get the money you have been dishing out to people everywhere in Nigeria? Is it personal money or government money? He claimed that he paid the forms for everybody, including the governor down to the House of Assembly. Is it with his own money? If he uses government money, that's a criminal. Wike should know that. He called himself, he's a lawyer. He should realize that he has committed an offense, unpardonable offense. And the FCC should investigate him to find out how he spent River State government money.
All right, Chief.
River State people are waiting for him.
All right, Chief.
Thank you.
All right, Chief. You spoke about elders in River State filing a suit concerning this issue. And I did ask a question about whether you've reached out and you've been clear about it. But I want you to take a listen to what FCT Minister Mr. Nyesom Wike said today concerning the elders. Take a listen, sir.
2014, 2015, when I wanted to be governor, I won't mention their names. 2 people invited me to their house and said that the elders of the state want to see me. I went. Taking that really the meeting of elders of the state, getting there only 2 men. Sir, two of you are the elders of the state. Two people constituting themselves as elders of the state. You know what they told me? That the elders of the state have decided that I should not run an election. I said he must be joking. I left. The same people again have constituted themselves now as elders of the state. Check everybody there. Some of them, their sons lost election. Even lost at the Court of Appeal. Now they have come to be elders of the state. Everybody wants to take a pound of flesh. Wike stopped me from me going here. Wike made me not to be this. Wike made me not to be that. Even those that Wike made have also joined them. That's the irony of the word.
Chief, what will be your reaction, sir?
Oh, very, very simple. As I've earlier told you, Wike is very responsible. How can he say Senator Bira B, a senator when he was a senator when Wike was in secondary school from Ogoni? How can he say Senator Andrew Ochendu from his own place, who is more solid than Wike himself, to call him that he's not an elder? How can he call Admiral Fingasi, a retired naval officer, and Kyo and the member of the House of Assembly who refused to follow his dictate, Honorable Victor Oko Jumbo from Boni constituency? They are the plaintiffs in this case. They let Wike tell me, either from his own home or from the rest of Ikwere where he comes from, who is more important than Senator Andrew Shendu? This shows to you this type of character we have. For him to deride everybody. When did Wike come to power? That is today, regarding himself as the owner of River State. Shame. That cannot be. You saw his language. The way he's describing these people. He gave Fubara 16 commissioners to appoint. 9 of them, 27 of them have resigned, or 25. He nominated all the commissioners, those who were serving him before, for Fubara. 9 of them have resigned. Now he has advised Mr. President, President had directed that these 27 House of Assembly members who have lost their seats in accordance with the Constitution provision, Section 109, 1A, 12, B, or something like G. They have lost their seats. And they have admitted that they've gone to APC. And Mr. President said he would not drive away children who come to him. So what are we talking? Are they wanting him to present a budget which he had already signed into law to an assembly of APC House members? What a ridiculous thing to do. Who would do it? You are a press man. What is the sense behind this? That governor is the court that will decide whether the 4 or 5 members who consider the budget were qualified to do so. Only the court can decide. No Nigerian, including our most respected Mr. President, can change the constitution of Nigeria, except the people of Nigeria.
Okay, sir.
So, yes.
Okay. There's some person, 2 more questions, so as we begin to wrap up. Some persons have said before Governor Fubara was given a ticket, perhaps there were agreement, and in the words of Wike, which he made popular, agreement is agreement, that he should have understood what he signed up to and not begin to backtrack now that he has power. I want your response to that. As well as going forward, if Governor Fubara chooses not to follow through with these resolutions, what then happens? Where do we go from there?
Thank you. Well, perhaps to answer the last question, nothing would happen to him. Nothing happened to our president when he was governor of Lagos State, when he disagreed with Obasanjo. Obasanjo was president of Nigeria from 1999 to 2007. Mr. President is our president today. What happened to him in 2003 also should not happen to Fubara. As you ask, Fubara will remain the governor of Rivers State. We demanded the people and we perform his duties in accordance with the mandate given to him by the people. And Mr. President should take him as one of his sons. Because to do otherwise would be laying down a very dangerous precedent, which people would soon feel that president may become a dictator, which would do, he is a Democrat. He should not do anything that would give a wrong impression. He has so much to do. He should concentrate on those things, not to tamper with the mandate of a state governor, except that state governor has desecrated the Constitution of Nigeria. Then there's a proper way of doing it. He will be sanctioned through an impeachment, not through an emergency. There can never be any emergency. There's no provision for it in the Constitution. Obasanjo saw it when he declared the state of emergency in Plateau and Ekiti State. Jonathan tried it because he was doing it in order to remove Boko Haram. But he did not tamper with the governors. The governors were on seat, 3 of them, in Northeast. So the history is there. Listen, you said earlier on that I've written my autobiography, brutally frank. That is where I stand. And I will never go outside that. If I do, I'm a dead man.
Chief Edwin,
have I answered your question?
The only part you didn't answer, but I wanted you to just maybe give 30 seconds because we're totally out of time. I did say before you responded to the second one, for people who said he may have had an agreement with the governor may have had an agreement with the FCT minister.
Okay.
So agreement is agreement. So for those who make the argument.
No, agreement is not agreement. If two people made an agreement to steal, is that a valid agreement? If people made an agreement that while you are a governor, I will chain you, I will appoint everybody in your government, I will dictate to you, I will tell you where to go to, who you should visit, who should come to the government house, who is not my friend will not come to your to government house. Was that the agreement? Let Wike and even my son, Fubara, let them come out with the agreement, the so-called agreement. Let Nigerians see it to see how wicked a man could be. You want to oppress this young man who saved you from being arrested by EFCC for your misdeeds.
Thank you so much, sir, for coming on the program. Chief Edwin Clark is an elder statesman and the leader of PANDEF. He's written a book entitled Brutally Frank. Thank you so much, sir, for coming on the program. We really appreciate you.
Thank you, my son. A Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you. God bless.
Merry Christmas to you too, sir.